Hey my crafty friends, welcome to another episode with me, Marquita of Marquita Makes, and today I have a lot to share with you. But first and foremost, I want to say thank you so much if you're stopping in for the first time viewing my channel. Hey! If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back, and hopefully you enjoy this video as well as the content that you've been finding on my channel, which is mainly about crochet and yarn, but also to different new treats that I've found, other makers that I adore and want to share with you, in any and everything that pops into my crafty head. But today I want to pick back up on the 3-color challenge in which I was tagged by Betsy of ME My Hook and Die. So where we left off was I asked all of you if you would like me to make a particular thing with the 3-color yarn choices. So what I've done is I've put all of your votes in a bag, and I'm going to reach in and pull out one. So thank you so much for participating. This is so much fun. And what makes it fun is because it's completely out of my comfort zone. It just really is. But I love engaging with you guys so much, and so that really appealed to me. Thank you so much, Betsy, for tagging me. And don't forget, if you also want to participate and play along, just be sure to send me an email. Let me know what yarns you've picked. If you want me to share your progress as well for the 3-color challenge on my channel, I would gladly do that. But I've already picked one, and I can't wait to see what it is. It's an asymmetrical shawl. So I'm excited because that's one of my most favorite things to make. I've made boomerang shawls before, but this is going to be a little different working with these particular yarns. They're also different, so I think they're going to look really good in the warmer months, being the fluffier yarn that I'm going to be working with, the bulkier white one. This is going to be fun to see. So it will be in asymmetrical shawl. That's what we're going to be working with for the 3-colors challenge. And if you still have any suggestions for the pattern for that, please be sure to leave a link in your comments, and I'll go check that out too. But thank you so much for participating in that, and we'll move on to the next thing. Well, you know what? I do need like a little bit of a snack, so I think I'm going to start there. I went by Tuesday morning. If you've seen previous episodes, you know that I'm kind of hooked on Tuesday morning for their deals. But one thing that I have to be kind of picky about is what I eat, because I have so many food intolerances, slight allergies. And one of those being I can't have wheat, I can't have gluten, and I miss bread and baked goods. And one in particular is pumpkin spiced anything. I am a pumpkin spice latte girl. I love curry, so you know I love my cinnamons and nutmegs and cardamom, coriander, all of it. So when I saw this, and it's Too Good Gourmet pumpkin spice cookies, I had to have them. And I have tried them already. They are delicious. They're not super sweet, of course. A lot of people compare pumpkins, like pumpkin pie, to sweet potato pie, especially here in the South. And pumpkin pie is never as sweet as sweet potato pie. So I'm just throwing it out there for any of my Southern viewers, you know, because if you want to try these out, if you have a Tuesday morning, don't expect it to be super sweet, because it is a keto-friendly dessert, sugar-free, low-carb, grain-free, soft. I'm not lying when I say that they are delicious. They are delicious. But some people are really looking for sweet, and they're not sweet. They're, in my opinion, they're just perfectly sweetened. It's so good. They're so soft. So like, see that? Oh, it's so rare that I find something that I can actually eat baked. It's so good. I'll just eat the one. Maybe I'll have one more. But I didn't mean to go on so long about the cookie, but it's delicious. But that's not the only thing pumpkin spice that I have. I love Ticino's pumpkin spice flavor. It's so delicious. I also want to share with you another one of my pumpkin spice favorites. It's from Ticino, which you guys probably already know is my favorite coffee alternative company. Yes, this tastes exactly like coffee. It doesn't matter how you brew it. You can brew it in a coffee maker. You can steep it as tea if you have a tea infuser. But today I decided to use the slow drip brew method, and I picked this slow drip carafe up at Tuesday morning, and I have to say I really do like it. It brews the Ticino really similar to a French pressed, and to me those are the most flavorful, although you'll still get just as much flavor and deliciousness from using the coffee maker. And because the seasons are changing, I think I'm gonna like using heavy whipping cream for more froth. But anyways, if you have any pumpkin spice favorites, be sure to share them with me in the comments below. So, I am so ready for the whole pumpkin spice latte season to begin. Besides being able to wear my handmade makes, that is my most favorite thing about fall. When we get all those yummy, warm, filling seasonal foods. I love them. But before we go any further, talking about some of my, well, one whip and several of my makes. I know I have several to share with you today. And also a few more fall inspired items and acquisitions. I want to talk about why I'm wearing one of my most favorite t-shirts. I don't know how many Mandalorian fans, Star Wars fans we have out there, but I'm a big Star Wars fan. Not the biggest. I'm not completely geeked out, but well, I'm almost there. I loved Grogu. Not only that, my friend Connie from Just Another Stitch is hosting a giveaway for a new pattern called the, and I want to make sure I get it right, Out of This World Alien Beanie. So if you love aliens and you love sci-fi and you knit, because it is a knit pattern, please be sure to click on the link in the description and follow over to her channel to get all the details about how to enter. It's an adorable pattern, and she recently even said that she would make a crochet version. So I'm really looking forward to that. And all the different color choices you can choose in making it. Like, that's a whole nother thing. So please be sure to visit Connie. Check that out if you'd be interested. And speaking of, just because we're on the subject, y'all know I love to shop in a thrift store. And my 10-year-old is a big fan, because of her mom, of Doctor Who, and I found this awesome Doctor Who book. Now, for copyright reasons, I'm not quite sure what I can show in the book, but, and I hope it's okay if I show this, but the one little thing that it did have, I did not expect it to, was it showed one of my most favorite characters. Remember the adipose? He's so cute. Okay, I won't show anymore. So yes, I am a sci-fi geek. Not extreme with it, but I do love it. Also want to remind you, speaking of giveaways, my giveaway will end in less than a week now. So the giveaway for the 8 donuts of Universal Fin yarn from previous video, and I'll also enter the link in the description below if you haven't entered and you would like to do so. It will close on August, is it 28th? So all the entries will close August 28th, about 4 p.m. is usually when I do it. And then the winner will be announced August the 29th, and I believe that's Sunday. So if you haven't joined in already, or there's still a few more friends you want to share the video with in case they want to enter, be sure to do that because it's closing soon and I cannot wait to find out who the winner is and get your goodies out to you. You guys, I really love doing giveaways. It's just really fun. Really fun, and this time I extended it just a little bit longer so that we can have a few more people to join in, because I usually don't hold them open so long. So thank you so much for all the shares and all the likes for the video so more people can join in the fun. I had also mentioned on my Instagram that I would not be completing the TL Yarn Craft Omar wrap, and it was another acrylic yarn dilemma where I was working it up and it was just so dense that it just wasn't working out. So I hate to put that on hold, but I'll be looking for a new pattern with those yarns. Okay, so I want to share first some things I didn't buy that I found very interesting in my JoAnn here in Florence, Alabama, before I move into my finished objects and whips. Because who doesn't like to learn about new tools and new yarns, right, when they're crafting? So you can see here what I've recently found. Some people have shared it already on their YouTube channels. And I'm a little jealous because not only have some people shared, but some people have actually been able to purchase the new wool yarns that felt so soft, but I really, really couldn't enjoy the feel of them because of my wool allergy. But I also thought it was so neat that there were the new yarn bowls, and there were we have the new Red Heart Go O's. And there was just so much that I want to share with you guys. Okay, so as you notice if you notice what I pulled out of the bag that I was using, and I forget exactly what these are called. They have a really cute name, but this particular type of bag, this bag was filled with the Barocco yarn tasting samples that I shared with you guys. And you know what? If you paid for the shipping for the tasting kits, because the tasting kits were free, and I had offered three, four to viewers that were interested, and y'all all took them. I added quite a few extra goodies to them, and I would really like to see what you make with it before I show you what I make with mine. But I'd really like to see what you made with it and how you like the different types of yarns. If you're a new viewer, in a previous video I had several sample bags from my local yarn store of just filled, you know, with Barocco yarn, and I shared there were different types of yarn blends, wool, silk, various types of wool, organic wool, and I had a few that I purchased and offered to my viewers, subscribers actually, because subscribers get perks, right? And they only paid for shipping, and I shipped it to them, and because they said they wanted to make a project or just see what they liked. So if you were someone that received a tasting kit, please let me know which was your favorite yarn and what you've decided, if you've decided, what project you decide to make with it. But I'm going to show you mine. So I have several finished objects to share with you guys, and one of the reasons being is because I have been inspired to hold yarns double, triple, quadruple strand. Yes. So with that being said, I made, and these colors are not all the colors that you saw in my tasting kit, because I got a little generous when I was sending the kits out, and I shared a lot of the yarns that I had in my kit in theirs, just so those that are in my situation, like in a small town, could have more variety to taste. So I went and purchased another yarn tasting kit to add to a few things that I already had to make this cowl. And it's still only used, I think, 3 of the small little, I call them bonbons, 3 of the vibes, 1 of the, if I can't think of it, I'll put it here, 3 vibes, 1, I know 1 had the silk, and I think that's all. I just used the vibe and the silk. If it was anything else, I posted. So I made this nice cowl, holding it 4-strand actually, and I love the way that it turned out. I don't know if I want to sell it on my Etsy, or I want to keep it, or I want to gift it. I'm not sure, but it is really, really squishy. I love it. It's a really, the vibe is, it really took over and added to so much texture and depth, and I love it. It feels luxurious. That's the way that it feels. And although it was a thicker yarn, it's super light. Like, I think I even tossed it in the last video. It's really light. I really love it. So that's one finished object, and like I said, I have several. Another is, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I finished the Granny Square for National Granny Square Day, or International Granny Square Day. I started a Granny Square and continued to work it out. You can see here, I used baubles. I continued to work it out and to make a beanie. And my daughters, I have one little strand I need to sew in, but my daughters have been fighting over this. And all that I did was, as you see, start a granny square, and the pattern was the baubles. They continued out, and then when I got to the bottom, I did add a rib, but my rib is joined. I didn't make a rib and then sew it on, and I would just join into the hat as I went. And I think I learned that tip from TL Yarn Craft, Tony of TL Yarn Crafts, a while ago. So it was suggested also on Instagram when I was like, well, what do I do with the rest of the yarns? And these yarns come from the Sand, Sky, and Sea collection of, I do so terrible with naming things, of the Yarn and Stitches subscription box that I received over the summer. Love the colors in each one of the dyers, and there were 3 different indie dyers. I used all of their yarns to make these 2 pieces, and this is actually going to be for my daughter, my youngest daughter, because I think these colors match her the best. Her name is Nina. Nina's a miss. Oh, and Nina's a big Grogu fan. She loves Grogu. So anyways, she wanted my shirt when she saw it, but she has her own. But anyways, so these will be for Nina, and she loves them. I did add little tassels at the bottom, and I thought that was really cute. Does anyone else sell on Mercari? I was just wondering, because like if I have something in my stash that I've had quite a while, either I'll gift it or I will post it on Mercari to sell. And I love that, because I just, as much as I love yarn, I kind of start to feel a little guilty if I'm not using it. So that helps me to just, like I mentioned before, be more grateful for what I do have and not hold on to things that aren't bringing me joy anymore. And so I probably do that because there are actually a lot of people that are looking for a de-stash yarn to make like scrap blankets, different things like that. So, but let me know in the comments if you sell on Mercari as well. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna do this justice, so I may insert a few pictures or footage here and there of the next finished item I want to share with you. This is a one skein wonder, and it was also held double strand with Knit Picks We Crochet Shadow in the color Nutmeg, I believe. I'll have to pull the tag to see, but I made a cowl and I added, but oh y'all, I love this so much. And I had thought about selling this in my Etsy shop, but I think I'm gonna keep it because I love it. Now, I did add buttons. Let's see. Oh my goodness, I love this color so much. I did add 3 buttons to it that I just had in my stash. You know, JoAnn's has a few buttons on, clearance on their buttons. I grabbed these probably like 3 years ago and waiting on the perfect project. Oh, you guys, I love this so much. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it. So, how do you like it? I hope you like it. I really like it. So this particular cow, and I guess I can unbutton it. This particular cow was so simple to make. And I did not make any loops for it. It wasn't necessary because the stitches were large enough for me not to make any loops. And some things that I don't mention about details, they will be mentioned in my blog if you want to know more about the indie dyer, the yardage. If I skip it and don't mention, if you're really interested, please be sure to check out my blog. But this is a very simple make. Do you see what I just did? Do you see that? I unbuttoned. I made no loops to put the buttons in. The buttons are large enough to fit in between the stitches. I know you guys have seen these before, but this is my first time making one. Well, my second time making one successfully. First time making one successfully, second time I've made one of these, but it's just a large rectangle. And you can style it however you want. So what I did was I actually pulled my buttons through with this being on top and still put it through that way. Like, you can style it however you want. And I love the versatility of it, and I love the warmth of it. And if I'm not mistaken, this isn't even superwash merino. It is just merino, and it is so yummy. And the reason that I held it, I don't know if you can tell, held it double strand, the really darkish brown, that burnt orange brownish color is the Knit Picks We Crochet Shadow Nutmeg, because it made me think of pumpkin spice, and 'tis the season for a pumpkin spice latte. It's gorgeous. Yes, I don't think I'll sell it because it's just too pretty. It's too me. I love it. And I don't have, that yarn it's not available anymore. So that's one finished object. I cannot wait for it to cool down so I can wear it. Leave in the comments below what you think of it. It's a little different than a lot of things that I make. But the next thing I'm going to show you is something that I mentioned before that I wanted to recreate because I gifted it away and the yarn is not available. I had found a replacement yarn, a substitute yarn, when I was in Tuesday morning. This, you guys, I'm so excited. This was recreated from my first Infinity shawl. It's a monster. It was using the initial one that I made was using Red Heart Celestial, I think that's what it was called, and it was like more or less like a fashion yarn, had that that boucle texture to it. So what I did was, when I was in, oh, I love it so much. When I was in Tuesday morning, I found the chain spun yarn I still have. The chain spun yarn I still have. There we go. Isn't that cute? And it's so light, and it's 90% merino, and it's not itchy for me at all, and it's 10% nylon. I love it, and it's by EY Select Arenaria. This is the finest merino de grade. It looks like grade, and the color is Olympia. I think I got this at Tuesday Mornings for $7, and it is exactly what I wanted, exactly what I was looking for. And now my skin will be able to breathe through it in the colder months, and I won't overheat in it like I was in the acrylic from the Red Heart. And I would love to hear what you guys think of it. I really, really like it. So that's another finished object. I told you guys I had several to share with you today. Another thing I forgot to share was that I finished my sister's, it was just designed by me, but I finished my sister's shawl that I used with Mason Create Things yarn, and I named the shawl the Bunny Shawl because my sister's nickname is Bunny. It was a complete surprise to her. She did not know she was going to get it, and I put a few goodies in the box with it, along with some of the bath poofs that I found in her favorite color. I had to make it for her. And she loves her showers and baths, so I hope she enjoys it. So Bunny, if you're watching this, I hope you enjoy your goodies. But yes, I did finish her shawl. It was very simple, a very simple, traditional, I say traditional, but it was a simple recipe to how it's made that you can find anywhere. And the only difference is that I just chained a few stitches to put in like that lace look. That's all. Like it's really simple, but it looks exactly like her, and I hope she enjoys it. And so then I think I'll just go ahead and move on to my one and only whip. I just realized that, but it won't be for long. So I'm still in pumpkin spice mode. So that's my next inspiration. Now, I had shared with you guys this particular yarn before. It's Lion brand. It's the Lion brand, and it is acrylic, so I may or may not frog this, but it's the Lion brand Pound of Love in the color Pumpkin Spice. And what I decided to do, I am always inspired by the designer Not Yourself Out, and so I love oversized everything, and so she makes lots of oversized, very large shawls. So I thought that I would too, but the only thing is that I need a very open pattern. So it may be that, okay, so let me tell you what I did first. I just basically made a long chain that would fit from my shoulder to below my bottom because I want to cover my rump. And all I did was double crochet into each stitch, starting in the second stitch from my hook after I finished my chain. And then after that, I think this is called intarsia. I worked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I worked up 9 rows, and then I began to, I think it's called intarsia. I began to work in this is a Hobby Lobby Sugarland cotton yarn. I'm trying to keep it light, you guys, so I don't overheat in this, to make a bauble. See if you can see that bauble here. And my whole look was that I was going for more pumpkin cheesecake, in which I was inspired by this because it looks like pumpkin cheesecake from one of my Instagram friends, Amelia. She sent me, ever since you sent me that video of that pumpkin spice cheesecake, I've been wanting it so much, and it has really inspired a lot of things that I'm making. So this is the cheesecake in my pumpkin spice soon to be shawl, but I'm still not exactly sure of how I am open it up so that it won't be so it'd be a little bit more breathable for me. And this is something I don't really plan to wear outside of my home, just to throw on while I'm watching a movie, just to warm up a little bit, like if the air conditioning's blowing, you know, because I don't do very well in acrylic, so I don't plan to go outside in the elements and walk around with it. This is for me to sit and really enjoy at home, maybe to throw it on to run to the mailbox if it's cold out. That's mainly what that's for. So another thing that I want to talk to you about today were some acquisitions. You know, it's going to take me so long to get to future projects that I may just leave this for another time. I don't know yet. So, new yarns that I've acquired. One being from the Neighborhood Fiber Company. They're so gorgeous. This was another mystery bag that I took a chance on that I'm so happy about. And each of the larger skeins are 475 yards. So the color is not mentioned. It's all fingering weight. Well, oh, this one is block party. And how do I explain? They smell great, by the way, but this is a very squishy yarn. It's 100% organic merino. I cannot believe the deal that I got for this. And I did send in and ask that I wanted the surprise, but I did mention that there are certain colors I don't wear, being blue and a lot of times dark purples. And so I asked if I could basically be sent anything but that, and they honored that. And you guys, look at this. How they know me so well? Like, how? I don't know, but I love them for it. These are beautiful yarns. And as I was about to say, I'm so easily distracted. They're so squishy. Look at that. You see that spring, that bounce? I can't wait to cake these up. But one more thing I have to say that really impressed me, and I get real quiet because I want to make sure I find the right words, was that what I did not know, not only were they going to send colors that I thought were amazing. I love this green too, by the way. Oh, I would love to make a cardigan with this color. But it's all single ply. Single ply is my most favorite ply. I love it. I cannot even imagine the stitch definition this is going to have. It's going to be amazing. I have no idea what I want to make with it. It looks so much like a shawl in the making to me. But I have a feeling that I want to hold on to these to pair it with something else I make it in the future before I make any sudden decisions. Do you see this? So this one is called Block Party. This one doesn't have a name. These two don't have names, but they're so pretty. And yes, this color, I believe, is picking up exactly as it is here. It's just not as glowy, so to say, as it's appearing from my light. But yeah, these are the colors. They're beautiful. And like I mentioned, the larger ones are 475 yards each. And this was a $50 bag of yarn. See, I remembered how much it was this time. A $50 bag of yarn. Mystery bag. So worth it. So worth it. Another thing I want to share is from one of my most favorite YouTubers, Jane. And now I know Jane is Wynn. And Jane of Scraptastic Yarns. She's amazing. I'm enjoying her journey. And she recently posted that she had sewn the most perfect bags for my next project. So these together were $30, if I'm not mistaken. They're extremely well made. I could not resist all the fall vibes. I just couldn't resist it. Look at this space. Look at. And she even put her tag on the inside. Jane, these are gorgeous. So, I had mentioned before that I was going to make my first pair, and I've made slippers before, but my first pair of crochet socks. And I found the pattern for it. It's the Rundle pattern. But I truly did want a bag to put it in. And not only did I get a bag, this is such a great price and it's so beautiful. I never have the opportunity to buy harvest type, the ones that I want, because they go so fast in the store. So as soon as JoAnn let us know that these were in her Etsy shop, I grabbed it and didn't realize that a notions bag was going to go with it. So JoAnn, thank you. You're so sweet. And she made this for me, y'all. She don't know it, but she made these specifically for me, and I love them. Look it. So please go check her out in her Etsy shop. And she sent tea and a stitch marker with it. I haven't had this brand, but one of my favorite teas is a white chocolate tea. This is white chocolate mocha. I cannot wait to try it. And look at this cute little stitch marker. She's spoiling us. She is. She's spoiling us. And if you haven't had the joy of viewing one of her videos, you've got to see them. And my most favorite part of all of them, even though I always enjoy the videos, is What in Tarnation. JoAnn is so funny, and I really appreciate her for sharing such good vibes with us. I really enjoy her channel. Now, this is going on much longer than I expected, but I want to share my next few projects for this yarn. So I plan for the month of September to make a ton of shawls. And what I'll do is I'll just show really quick my plans. Now, the only one that I don't have the yarn for just yet, and I'm hoping that I'll find it, is to make I love Talia's crochet. I've been following her on Instagram for a while, and I really love this Genesis scarf pattern. Yeah, the Genesis fringe scarf, a classic winter staple. I have got to have this in my wardrobe. I hardly ever make rectangular scarves, but this is one I have to have. Do you see the texture? Look at that. Everything about it is so perfect. So I still haven't found the right yarn yet. Oh my goodness, when I thought I did, especially in the color I wanted, it was kind of coral. I bought it from Webb's. Terrible experience. Like, it was a really bad experience. So I don't purchase from Webb's. And I'll just quickly say why, because I'm sure it was just my experience, but for it to be my first experience, it gave me expectations for the next to be probably worse. I purchased yarn from Webb's, and I know this is not with everyone, but I purchased yarn from Webb's. It looked almost exactly like the yarn she's using, but the yarn it looked like straw in it. And I don't mean just like one piece, I mean several pieces. So much that when I emailed them and sent them pictures and asked if they would want me to send it back, they said no. You just keep it. So that's been my experience with Webb's. It'll be a while before I try using them again. For one, I just haven't seen any yarns that just popped out to me, and it was more of I was looking for the deal plus a similar yarn to what she was using that I was actually allergic to. But there's so many more online shops now that I can look other places, and I'm sure that was just one bad experience. But until that feeling fades and I'm ready to take that chance again, I won't be shopping on Webb's. But moving on to the next thing, this particular yarn, these three, I plan to use for the SisLove Shawl. It is a free pattern that you can find on Ravelry and I believe Etsy too, but it is gorgeous. I've seen it floating around for quite some time, and I would really like to make this. So in the month of September, I plan to make several shawls. And that's one. Another is by my girl Natalie of Detroit Knots. She is wonderful. And the only thing is I noticed that this is a DK weight yarn, and I'm going to be using all of these shawls that I'm making except the one for Talia because it's chunkier. It's going to be a Malabrigo yarn. They're all sock weight. So I have not figured out how exactly I'm going to work that. I think my version will just be a little drapier, but I'll figure it out. I've got time. And I plan to make 2 of these, and it is a Tunisian crochet. It's called the Luna Fade. See how beautiful that is? So if you're interested, please be sure to check her out. And I plan to use these 3 Malabrigo. And I'll share in my show notes what the colors are. And also for the second one, these. I think that's going to be beautiful. Last but not least, my girl Mandobug. If you've seen some of her videos on YouTube, I know you'll enjoy her too. She has a new shawl pattern out. I can't think of the name right now, but these are the yarns, Malabrigo as well, that I plan to use, and I may be able to hold them double. I think I'm going to half them and hold, I think this one, half it, and work it. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. But I love these colors, and I think they would be absolutely beautiful, beautiful in her shawl pattern. I've just got to figure out how I want it to fade in and work it. But she's amazing, so please be sure to check out her channel too. So, this has been one of the longest videos, but I didn't want to leave anything out. Hopefully the edits will cut it down just a little bit, but I've got to run, you guys. It was so great being with you today. I'm so happy to be on going into a new season with my new makes and sharing with you my new makes. Be sure to check out Connie's pattern. Be sure to check out all the patterns that I mentioned. And I hope that you have a great rest of the week. So you guys take care. Please be safe and take care of yourselves out there. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.